Good morning, everyone. Here I am with the very next chapter of history, that is the first cities. In this chapter, we'll be dealing with the cities, the earliest cities that came into existence, and about few characteristics of those cities as well. Okay, so before starting the chapter, let us see the contents of the chapter, and then we'll be move on to the chapter. So here are the contents, okay, and the cities which we are dealing with somehow belongs to this civilization. That is, we'll be dealing with Indus Valley civilization. Okay, there will be a brief introduction to this civilization. Then we'll be dealing with the extent part, the main sites, the cities of the civilization, then the citadel, the towns named citadel and the lower town, and the occupations and crafts that people followed, and the trade in which they were indulged. Okay, the way of writing, the script in which they used to write, okay, as well as some important cities, Harappan cities in Gujarat, that is Lothal, Dholavira and Goladhoro. As well as we'll also see that how the civilization came to its end, okay, why and what were the reasons, okay. So let us start the chapter, but before starting the chapter, we'll see a few things as well, okay, though it is not given in the book, but there is a question which is somehow related to that one, so that is why we'll be dealing with it. Let's move on. So you have already read, isn't it, that the early humans generally settled near rivers, isn't it? So the earliest cities, both in India and outside, came up near rivers. Are you able to recall the reasons why people prefer to settle near rivers? We have already studied this one. Are you able to recall it? Hmm? Let me tell you why people preferred to settle near rivers, because rivers valleys were quite fertile. The river provided sufficient water for the needs of the early humans, and for today also, as you can see, rivers are providing us a lot. Okay, the land near the river was very fertile, people could grow crops easily, and the rivers also served as a means of transportation. That is why people settled near rivers. So at this time, there were many civilizations. Okay, when earlier cities were coming up and were coming up with their existence, so there were many civilizations which were flourishing in different parts of the world as well, not only in India but outside world also. And here is what there's a question in the very first page of this chapter, that is, at this time there were many civilizations flourishing in different parts of the world. You have to find out their names and the rivers along which they developed. Okay, so we'll be dealing with these questions also because it will help you out with the proper understanding. As you can see here, this is Indus Valley civilization. Okay, and Indus, the name itself says that it was developed along the river Indus. Okay, Indus is probably the main river which flows in Pakistan, and then it divides into further, it has further distributaries. Okay, uh, the five rivers, that is Jhelum, Satluj, Beas, Ravi, Chenab, okay, in India. So, and this was about India, okay. And what about the other civilizations? So there were four important rivers valley civilizations, in which Indus Valley civilization is one of them. And the other one, as you can see here, the Chinese civilization along the Yellow River, okay. As you can see here, the Yellow River is here, okay, along the Yellow River. You can say here Yangtze River is also there, but basically take Yellow River, okay. And here is the Mesopotamian civilization along the Tigris River and the Euphrates River, okay. And here is the Egyptian civilization. As you can see here, the Nile River is there, okay. The Nile River is here. So these were the four river civilizations. Let us now move on to the Indus Valley civilization, because in this chapter we have to deal with Indus Valley civilization. We have already studied in the very first chapter, studying the past, that Indus Valley civilization is one of the finest example of the protohistoric period. And we know that in protohistoric period, the uh, written records were there, but they have not been deciphered because it has been difficult for the uh, scholars to decipher the meanings of those letters or those pictures, okay, because they used to write in pictures, okay. Whatever the script was there, it was quite pictographic. We'll be dealing with it further also, okay. So when it comes to Indus Valley civilization, so this civilization was proto-historic as well as one of the finest urban civilization, okay. And in in the Indian subcontinent, the first cities that came into being were in the valley of River Indus. We have also discussed this one also, that the earliest civilizations came into existence in the valley of River Indus. Okay, so when we talk about Indian subcontinent, so what basically Indian subcontinent means? Okay, so India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, okay, are separated from rest of the Asia by Himalayan mountain ranges, and this region is called the Indian subcontinent. Okay, which region? India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, and Bangladesh. Okay, they came to be known as Indian subcontinent. Okay, so in Indian subcontinent, the first cities which flourished were in the valley of River Indus. Okay, and they were the first cities were which came into existence during the civilization were Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Okay, Mohenjo-daro. Okay, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Okay, in Hindi we call it Mohenjo-daro, but in English we call it Mohenjo-daro. Okay, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Okay, both are in Pakistan. Okay, they are not in India. Earlier India was a part of Pakistan was part of our country, but later it uh, due to partition it is no more the a country or a region which belongs to India. Okay, so they were inhabited about 3500 years ago. Okay, these cities were inhabited till about 3500 years ago. Okay, people were there living and have covered 3500 years. Okay, and over time, however, they got buried under the earth, under the ground, and were lost and forgotten, and we'll be dealing with the declination as well. So in the early 20th century, these cities were discovered. Okay, in the early 20th century, they were discovered and excavated, and unknowingly, they were excavated unknowingly. Nobody was knowing that these cities were actually there beneath the earth, okay, under the ground, and uh, they came to know about these cities unknowingly. Okay, and later many more cities were found. All of them appear to belong to the same culture. Okay, so the question here arises that how do you think archaeologists and historians conclude whether two cities situated hundreds of kilometers away from each other belong to a common culture or not? Okay, how can these archaeologists and historians can say that the two cities which they found, that is Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, they actually belong to a common culture? Okay, so what happened? Most of the early city, let us see a map. Okay, because without watching the map we cannot get a clear picture of this one. Let us move to a map. So let us read this map. Okay, what I said, most of the early cities, okay, most of the early cities were found in the valley of River Indus. As you can see, River Indus is quite evident over here. It's quite clearly seen, isn't it? So most of the early cities were found in the valley of Indus River, and that is why archaeologists and the historians have named it the Indus Valley civilization, and that is how they concluded that these two cities, one here Mohenjo-daro and one here Harappa, they had a common culture. Okay, they belonged to a common culture. and actually they also call it Harappan civilization as well. Okay, the historians also call it Harappan civilization because this was the first site. Okay, Harappa was the first site to be excavated. Okay, and the pattern of living in all the sites of the civilization, as you can see, the Indus Valley civilization, how it was spread. Okay, it covered few parts of India as well, isn't it? Here you can see Gujarat, okay, some parts of Rajasthan, and here the North India, the Punjab, okay. So Haryana and some parts of Uttar Pradesh as well, okay. So the pattern of living in all these sites of the civilization excavated later resembles that of Harappa. Okay, they were quite similar to this place, the very first site. Okay, and let us move on to the data. The civilization roughly flourished between 2500 to 1500 BCE, that is about 3500 to 4500 years ago. Okay, and at some places it extended beyond also, okay, beyond this period also. Okay, and we have already studied that in Indian subcontinent the first cities flourished in the valley of river Indus, and that is why it came to be known as Indus Valley civilization. The first cities which were excavated were Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. They are now in Pakistan and they have been inhabited till about 3500 years ago, and they were discovered and excavated in the late 20th century. Okay. As you can see here, let us see the excavations were done by whom. Okay, the Harappa city was excavated by Rai Bahadur Dayaram Sahni in 1921, and Mohenjo-daro, that is the second city, it was the second site, it was excavated by Rakhal Das Banerjee in 1922. We have already discussed that Indus Valley civilization is also called Harappan civilization, as Harappa was the first site to be excavated. Let us see the picture of the archaeologists too. So as you can see here, he is Rai Bahadur Dayaram Sahni, who excavated Harappa, and this one is Rakhal Das Banerjee, okay, who excavated Mohenjo-daro in 1922. And there is a fact about it, the two cities, that Harappa, okay, Rakhal Das was actually, Harappa was excavated unknowingly, okay, they discovered it unknowingly and it was somehow there, the whole city was buried underneath as well. So what happened, Rakhal Das, okay, who excavated Harappa, okay, he was actually excavating the ruins of a Buddhist temple, okay. So while excavating the ruins of Buddhist temples, he discovered several layers considerably older under the temple, okay. And on further excavations, he found a whole city buried underneath, and that is how Harappa came into existence, and people actually came to know about the civilizations on further studies. Okay, so let us see the extent also. It is quite clear the extent of the Harappan civilization, that is Indus Valley civilization, okay, as you can see in Pakistan, okay, as well as in Indian cities as well. Further excavation showed that, as you can see, we have already discussed that Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were the first two cities which were excavated and discovered. And later on further excavations, it showed that it was spread over Indian states as well, okay, over Punjab, Haryana, UP, okay, and in UP, that is Uttar Pradesh, in Gujarat as well, okay, as well as in Rajasthan, okay, and hundreds of sites belonging to this civilization have been discovered in these places. So as you can see here in Pakistan, okay, the extent, it was extended in Pakistan, and later on further excavations, they found that the Indian states like Punjab, Haryana, or UP, Rajasthan, Gujarat were also having these cities. Okay, the ruins of the remains of these cities. And the main sites we already know, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. They are also known as twin capitals of Indus Valley civilizations. Okay, and other sites are also there, which were found when further excavations were done by the archaeologists and the historians. As you can see, in Pakistan it is Kot Diji Amri Chanu Daro. I think it might be here. Okay, Kot Diji Chanu Daro and Amri in Pakistan. In Punjab it is Rupar. Okay, in Punjab it is Rupar. In Haryana it is Banwali. Okay, as well as in UP it's Alamgir. Okay, in Rajasthan it's Kalibangan. In Gujarat, if you can see, Rangpur, Lothal, Rojdi, Dholavira. Okay, and one more thing, Gola Dhoro. Okay, these are not shown here. Let me show you Dholavira and Gola Dhoro as well. As you can see here, here is Dholavira. Okay, and here somehow is Gola Dhoro. Okay, the coordinates are real, but you cannot find out the actual location of Gola Dhoro in the map on Wikipedia as well. I was searching for it in Wikipedia. It has been given here. Okay, the position, the location of Gola Dhoro is somehow here. Okay, and it lied in. It is evident for you, Gola Dhoro. Okay, Gola Dhoro is an archaeological site belonging to Indus Valley civilization, which is situated at the head of Gulf of Kutch. As you can see here, it is quite clear. The three dots given here. Okay, it's Gola Dhoro, located in Gujarat. Okay, and it is near Bagsara. Okay, it is near Bagsara in Kutch district of Gujarat. So as you can see, it is quite evident that maps are very crucial for have a great understanding of these things. Okay, so before starting a chapter, do read the map as well and try to find out and try to read the chapter with the map near you. Okay, and it is very important to have atlas with you before studying any chapter of history or geography, because the map gives us a each and every minute details of whatever we are in search for. Okay, so this is very important. Let us move on now to other topics. Okay. So if you are now here, so let me search other things as well. Dhola Veera, sorry, Veera. Okay, it is open on Wikipedia because it will give us a quite picture. As you can see, Dholavira, and we already know that it is one of the archaeological sites, okay, in Indus Valley civilization. So here you can see the three dots given here. Okay, that is Dholavira. It is already given here. Okay, and this is how this is the medium of learning as well. Okay, so you can learn the chapter or understand the chapter using Wikipedia as well at the same time when you are going through the chapter. Okay, because you'll get a new facts also related to the topic as well. Moving back, so these are the pictures of the sites. Okay, the Indus Valley civilization, the sites that belong to Indus Valley civilizations. Okay, so do search for this on Google, because very few chapters or very few pictures are there in the book. They have shown the citadel at Mohenjo-daro, that is this one. Okay, the citadel at Mohenjo-daro, and we'll be dealing with citadel also in the next video, not in this one. Okay, we are right now we'll be dealing with the extent only. Okay, we are dealing with the extent and these pictures, and Great Bath is also there. This is a picture of Great Bath. Okay, this is Mohenjo-daro. We'll be dealing with this one also. Okay, and other things, other places are also there. This is Dholavira site. Okay, and this one I hope so. This is of Lothal. Okay, so let us So with this, these pictures, I'm going to put an end. I call it a day, okay? And this is all which we have learned in this particular module. Let us revise those things again. So what we learned in the module, that the Indus Valley civilization flourished between 2500 to 1500 BC in Indian subcontinent. The first cities flourished in valleys of river Indus. Okay, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro were the first cities which were excavated. One in 1921 by Rai Bahadur Dayaram Sahni, and one in 1922 Rakhaldas Banerjee. And Indus Valley civilization was named because the archaeologists found most of the cities along with the Indus River. That is why they named it Indus Valley Civilization. And they also called it Harappan Civilization because it was the first site to be excavated in that particular region. I've also learned the extent as well. Okay, in Pakistan, we know Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, and other also are there. As you can see here, Chanhu-daro, Amri. Okay, these are the other sites. Kot DG. Okay, Roop. These are the other sites in Pakistan as well as in India. In Punjab, you can see here Roopar is there. Okay, in Haryana, Banwali is there. In UP, Alamgirpur is there. In Gujarat, Kalibangan is there. In Rajasthan, Kalibangan is there, and in Gujarat, Rangpur, Rojdi, Lothal. Okay, I have shown you Dholavira as well as Dholavira this side. Okay, sorry, Dholavira this side, and Lothal, Goladhoro here. Okay, so this was all today. Uh, in this module, we have dealt with the extent of the Indus Valley civilization as well as about the excavators, the Aram Sahani and R.D. Banerjee, who uh, excavated the two main or the twin capitals of Indus Valley civilization, Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Okay, or Mohenjo-daro. And this is all for today. Have a nice day. And do read the chapter. Okay, up till do cover up to main sites. Okay, page number 22. Do cover it up. Thank you.